Yo, you know what it is? It's a Knicks world. You gotta get to it. I got the fan with me, and you know what it is,
Right.
man. We up in the series. It's
Mm-hmm.
2-1.
Two
Yep.
We
one.
up in the series 2-1.
Yep.
Now
Right.
I know a lot of y'all feeling like, man, we supposed to be up 3-0. But
Mm-hmm.
look, we went to Detroit, we took care of business, and we're gonna break down some of the nuances, what we've been seeing, some of the things we would like to see, some of the changes, and basically the rest of the series and how we believe the rest of it is gonna go. We're gonna add our good brother to the show, James Edwards. Appreciate you making the time. He's out
Yeah.
there in Detroit. If you don't know, I don't know where you've been for the past season. The man's taking over for Fred Katz, and he just hit the ground running. Fred, you know what
That's
I'm
a
saying? Like
fact.
Forrest Gump running, the jaw fell off the leg, and he kept going. And the article's been busting.
Right.
Everything been, man, James, salute to you, man. You've had a phenomenal year. All your articles have just been fresh, good reads, brevity. Everything is just like everything you want from an author, from an author. You've been giving the Knicks community. So thank you for for showing up. Now this is your third time on the show. We gotta get you the three times jacket. You know, from
Yeah.
SNL, the little
Let's
gold
do it.
jacket.
Yeah.
But thank you for coming to the show. I know you're out in Detroit, about to go get some good food out there.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I appreciate you having me, man. And I appreciate the support and the kind words. Yeah, that was a big win last night. I mean, that
Yeah.
was a hostile environment. That was a loud building. They were ready for that. They were ready for that game, and the Knicks handled business. And I thought it was the first time this series where the Knicks' talent, which was kind of their what gave them the upper hand in this series. I thought that was the first time it overshadowed Detroit and gave Detroit problems. Four guys had 20 plus points. Josh Hart was the only starter not to score in double digits, but he was phenomenal with was 11 rebounds, 9 assists, 8 points. I think he was everywhere. Jalen didn't shoot the ball well through the whole course of the game, but he did what he does. He closed it. It was phenomenal in the fourth. OG was great consistently. Cat really got the set the tone. And Mikal had some good moments defensively in that second quarter and got some shots to go late. So that's the Knicks. That's what the Knicks gotta figure out. They got to be able to get all these guys involved. Um, and it's not just on the coach. I know everybody likes to blame that, but like they got going last night because they got stops to start the game. They got out in transition, and Cat had a quick trigger. And because everybody saw shots go in, everybody felt good. The defense in pockets was really good, and it led to a victory. This series is a lot of fun, man. This is a great series between two good basketball teams. This has been a blast to cover.
Yeah, and you said that, man. Two good basketball teams. Like that's what we're
Yes.
watching. This is very good I love this brand of basketball in 2025. And what I mean
Mhm.
by that is we don't have super duper stacked teams. Everybody has, not everybody, but you do have a few really top to bottom really good teams. Obviously, our bench could use some improving, but as you alluded to, we're finally starting to find ourselves. We're all healthy fully for the first time. I think Tibbs is trying to see, well, what am I using? You know what I'm saying? Oh, the whole shed is sharpened, is polished. It's the whole shed of toolery is there at your disposal, and we're seeing kind of it was a little difficult at times. Like, what do you stick with this? Do you stick with that? You got a plethora of weapons, and yeah, you're starting to see the Knicks finally look like what we believe that they could look like. Now, obviously, you got a lot of Detroit fans feeling like, man, they should have been up, possibly going 3 games up in the series if they close out better third quarters. But man, the Knicks have been looking very good, champ. And talk to me a little bit about what you're seeing from this team before we kick it back to
Mm-hmm.
James.
And
Yeah, man. James, first of all, thank you for coming, man. Shout out
Of
to you.
course.
Appreciate you, man. Man, I felt the hostile environment last night, watching the game. I really, even though Jalen didn't shoot it well, just him attacking the paint and then him looking for which weapon to use, I think that was a huge adjustment. And like you said, those guys were letting it rip. And I agree. I think the talent, you saw it. And I love when what I saw from Mikal Bridges, which I've been critical of him, respectfully. But the trash talking, going back and forth and him having fun on the court. Man, I love to see that. And even with Karl Anthony Towns, like I saw some New York grit last night, and that's what you want to see. You know, you're gonna poke the bear, poke the bear. Is the bear gonna come out? Well, the bear from NY came out last night, and I really enjoyed that. You know, not sure what Paul Reed was thinking, but we'll leave that for later. But yeah, man, I'm really excited for what I saw, and I think we can only get better, and we're gonna capitalize on it. I think, Deuce is starting to find it a little bit, and I think those other guys, Shamit's gonna be utilized, I think, at some point. So I'm excited for what I saw from Karl Anthony Towns, and Jalen hasn't even played his best brand of basketball yet. So when he's on point, it's a wrap.
Yeah, man. Chan, talk to me a little bit about what you saw. And man, I'm still sticking with the obviously after the Knicks win, you're not
What?
gonna say
It's
you're
five.
going against the five, Knicks five.
So Jane, appreciate you, bro.
Of
Appreciate you so
course, man.
much. Let me ask you: do you feel like the vibe going into Game 3 was punch first because we got punched last in Game 2?
I think that was their plan, and it
Mhm.
worked. But I don't. You can't. You don't know how you're going to react to being hit till you get hit, right?
Yes.
That's right.
Like, so you walk into that arena. The way that arena is built, and I always said this as people who are familiar with me, like I covered the Pistons for 7 years before coming to New York.
Hmm.
The way that arena is built, everything is on top of you, and like it is loud when it is full, and you can't prepare for that until you get into it.
Hmm.
And I thought that the Knicks did a good job. Like the first couple minutes of the game wasn't like tremendous basketball, but credit to the Knicks, they settled in first.
Yeah.
They got stops. Cat came out. I think he shot the first shot of the game or the second shot of the game, and he had like three-point attempts within like 5 minutes. It felt like, right? Like he was aggressive. And I know a lot of the talk is like, how do they get him involved? How do they get him involved? Run more plays for him. And I understand that. But the dude is one of the greatest 3-point shooting
Yes,
big men of all time. He's got
yes,
to let it rip.
yes.
And he
Mhm.
let it rip.
It's a
And they
fact.
got out in transition. The Pistons struggle against like spacing bigs. They didn't always close out. Sometimes Cat had a smaller player on him and he shot over him. I just thought that once they kind of got out of the environment and saw a shot or two go in and saw the Pistons miss some shots, they got comfortable.
Yeah.
And it was a good recipe for them that I thought carried somewhat consistently throughout the rest of the game.
See,
Yeah,
that's how I felt too. Like I felt like in the very beginning, I think the energy, like you had the legends, you had Jalen Rose, you had Chris Webber there, you had a couple of rappers there. I seen Big Sean there,
Mhm.
and you had their celebrity. We had our celebrities too. We
Mhm.
had Ben Stiller on the road,
Yep.
and you have Timothy. I forgot. I don't know how to say his last name.
Play.
Chalet, I
Yes,
think.
Chamalay,
Yeah.
Chamalay, Willy Wonka.
Yeah. There you
We
go.
had him. We had him. This is the new age Willy Wonka.
Yeah.
But we had them on the road with us too, and people there, like in the arena, were like starstruck. Like, oh my god, this is Mr. Zoolander. This is Mr. Willy Wonka. Like they're in Little Caesars Arena. Hi, like they forgot about it was a Pistons playoff game. You know what I'm saying? They're like, hi, hey, hey. So it's just funny. I felt like they was making new fans for at least the Knicks or whatever, right? But the atmosphere itself is nothing new to us. We've always felt like we was that team that was down on their luck for years. Um, but we always hit our stride when our backs against the wall. And I felt like the energy that Cap brought, because everybody brought the energy, but it was kind of like Cap brought the energy to where y'all want to see aggression? I'm gonna show you aggression, and he was shoving people. He was, throwing his weight around, and they were not ready for that. They weren't familiar with that, and even when they tried to initiate, they were all in the wrong. They, as in the Pistons, but it got our team psyched up and going. Because they've been doing it to Jalen for the past 2 games already. So now Cat is like, you know what? We're gonna enforce our will on them now, and I think that's what carried over throughout the rest of the game. I felt like Detroit was shell shocked in Game 3.
Yeah, I mean, definitely a little bit of that. James, talk to me a little bit about that. Did you see that? Did you sense that? Give me one of the biggest surprises you've seen from this series. Not really expecting coming into it, because we all had our pre-thoughts, prejudged what this series would already be. Give me a surprise that you're kind of like, oh, whether it's Tibbs coaching, whatever it is from the players. Give me something that's a little bit of a surprise that you're seeing out here.
Yeah, I mean, the way that the Knicks responded to the game two loss, like obviously it was closer than I think
Right,
we talk about it game two,
Yeah.
but I thought the Pistons were the better team throughout that whole game.
right.
Tonight was the night, or last night was the night where the Knicks were the better team throughout the whole game. They were consistent. Did they defend well the entire night? No, but they had
No.
pockets and stretches that really shifted this game.
Yeah.
And they obviously need a little bit more from the bench. I know a lot of people want to see them go 5 out, and they need. I don't think Deuce, who has had, I thought was really good in the regular season for most of it. I don't think he's really found a great rhythm in the playoffs right now. Um, and I think Tibbs is leaning into Josh Hart and his rebounding and basically all the stuff we saw last night, right? Like
Yeah.
that's why he relies on Josh Hart. And he Josh paid it back to him. But I think one thing that's interesting is if you're Detroit, right? Like, so this is why sports fandom is awesome, right? Like Knicks fans, you guys felt great after game one, and then the world was ending after game two,
Right,
and now you're back after game three, right? No, but that's just how I'm not trying to be funny.
right.
But
No,
that's
yeah,
that's how it is,
yeah,
right? So if you're a Pistons fan, it's like, oh, if Malik Beasley can just go 2 for 9 instead
right,
of 1 for 9,
right.
they win this game, right? If
Yeah,
Tobias
Yeah.
Harris can make so that's why I love this series. Like both fan bases, it's 2-1. Pistons fans could talk themselves into being up 3-0.
yeah,
Knicks fans could talk themselves up to being 3-0, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
And like I
Same.
love just how competitive this series has been, how small, like just the most minute things have decided the winner in this. And I think that's what surprised me. There hasn't been, like, obviously we talked about the Knicks had the 21-0 run sparked by campaign in game one in the fourth
Right.
quarter, but I thought the Pistons were the better team up until that point. I thought the Pistons were the better team in game two. The Knicks were the better team in game three, right? Like there's been no
Yeah.
real dominance from either side, but like they all had their moments. And it's like who comes out in the end. And I think the fact that Jalen Brunson is the clutch player of the year, has been in these moments before. That's that's something in your back pocket that not everybody has.
Yeah.
Correct.
Speaking of the captain being the clutch player of the year, um, and obviously him coming back from injury, we were talking, at length, just like, what does the team do to adjust? I mean, you've seen OG when he was in his pocket of people were like, man, is he ascending to becoming a different level of a player? He was taking 20 shots, 22 shots, Mikel there as well. Now these guys are kind of have to take less shots, 12, 14, and be efficient with them, and kind of stay in that pocket in order for, because the captain's going to get his, right?
Mhm.
And yeah, captain's still got his 30 point. It took, what, 6 free throws at the end to get, and I'm not trying to poo-poo his 30-point game, but
No.
to, as you alluded to, like, Pistons did look like the best team all. Yeah, I mean, you can argue that they look like the better team in these 3 games so far if you just want to dial it back. But obviously, Giants, Knicks fans could say, yeah, 3-0. But and Champ, did you have a question for James?
Y-
I know we got it for a few more minutes. Want to get
Yeah, yeah. I got a quick question, James.
Yeah.
What last night for me, and I want to know if you agree, it felt like the Knicks started to almost like get used to the Pistons' physicality with them. I feel like in game two, they were, obviously you could talk whatever you want about the refs, right? I don't like to put too much
right.
focus on that, but do you think that in game three, it almost felt like we're getting used to this physicality? Like they're beating up on us and they're doing this, and now they kind of learned, okay, we're taking this punch, we're taking that punch. I'm getting used to this and I'm starting to find a groove.
No, 100%. And I think credit to Jalen people could say what they want about the foul baiting. Like, I understand if you're an opposing fan, I understand the frustration, right? But like, I thought game 2 was an anomaly to me. Like, I thought Jalen was so frustrated that he was trying to force the other players into fouls. Like, that was a little bit over the top than what he normally does. Like, people need to remember, Jalen Brunson is a great player with or without free throws. That's first and foremost.
Correct.
I thought he was frustrated by their physicality in game 2, and his way to combat that was trying to get them in foul trouble. You didn't see any of that last night. He was assertive. He was purposeful. He got to his spots. The ball didn't always go in, but he did what he was supposed to do. But I do agree, and that goes back to my points. Like, that's what happens when you set the tone first. When you come out, get stops, and play fast, the other team is playing to where you're at. They're playing to your level. They have to match your intensity. And I think that's been the biggest difference in this series. Is like, the Pistons set the tone early on in a lot of these games, and that didn't happen in game 3. And I think that's why you see the Knicks have a little bit more of that swagger. They don't look as flustered by the physicality of their defense. They saw shots fall early. They got out in transition. Guys stepped into good shots, and everybody got touches. So everybody was feeling good. And when you play fast instead of stagnant, you have a better chance for everybody to get touches, and everybody obviously for a chance to feel good.
Yeah, one of our biggest gripes, I think, at least I've seen some of what Nick's Twitter was talking about. Like, this is a team. This is a team build. Jalen Brunson, although he's our star player and he's our superstar, and yet at some point you want him to take over the game. At some point, you're also yelling, "Yo, swing the ball!" Even though he had 9 assists last night or something, short of a double double. So probably should have definitely had it. Guys were just hitting shots. And you could say that for Jalen Brunson all season. Obviously, coming off a career assist, people are always going to expect more and more and more from Jalen Brunson, who's a second rounder who nobody really expected much of. But Champ, give us a question for Champ for James before we get up out of here.
So let me ask you a question. Well, I think that all of Knicks Twitter, Knicks fandom wants to know, what are the vibes like now? Like, what are the vibes after that game? That was a hostile arena. And we went into there with they having home court advantage. We took it back.
Yeah.
So now, what's the vibe now in the locker room with the guys?
The locker room was really good yesterday. Obviously, very happy to I feel like when you win a war. I remember I asked somebody this at the beginning of the year, like, is there a better? It might have been Deuce, and he gave me he's like, winning just feels good. But I was curious, does winning a game that's tough and comes down to the final seconds, is that more rewarding than beating a team by 20? Like, when you get in the locker room, is it like a big exhale and like love all around? Like, we went through war together, we got this done, and that's what it felt like. Like, guys were in a great mood. Campaign was mad that the Steelers drafted a defensive tackle instead of a quarterback. Cat was smiling. Deuce was sitting there talking about all his favorite teams, and Cam was making fun of him because all his favorite sports teams are in different parts of the country. Like, it was good vibes. It was good mood, and I think a lot of that is when you win in war, like when you win when it's tight, when there's character tested. You're able to relax, and you're able to like feel like you just accomplished something. And I feel like that's what they felt like. I felt like they got over a hump and a hurdle that they struggled to at times get over in this series so far.
Yeah, that's a great question, Champ.
Yeah.
As one more, we just finished talking about war. We just finished talking about camaraderie, and I think that dinner probably would have been probably gonna be great. Like, that's a good. You send after the war. It's a different kind of drinking, the food, everything is. I don't even want to go partying after that.
A meal amongst kings
and have a good old time, like, and just
Yeah.
And you had a question, your last question.
Yeah, real quick, James. As far as adjustments, in your personal opinion, what are some of the adjustments that you would want to see with the team? And what are some of the adjustments that maybe the average fan doesn't recognize that Tibbs is trying to put together?
Yeah, I think I think when people heard him talk about we need to rebound better, they kind of just like brushed that off because Cat wasn't involved. But you saw last night when the rebounding margin was tight and it was close and they rebounded much better, the Knicks were able to get in transition. And what happened when they got in transition? Cat got going. Like that's what he's referring to. It's not just like we need to get rebounds for the sake of getting rebounds. We want to play fast, but you can't play fast when you're getting the ball out of the net. You can't play fast when another team is getting a second crack at points. You have to get a stop. You have to get the rebound and you have to go. So that's what he does it. He always just kind of says the surface thing and you have to figure out what he means by it. And that's what he means. And then the other thing, the Knicks, the blueprint is simple. We've said it throughout the year. They just haven't consistently done it. And that's why I think, obviously, Knicks fans should feel good today. But, like, this team has to show that it can do it consistently, which is get stops. Like, their offense is elite when they get out in transition. That's when all the weapons come and show themselves, right? It's not in the half court where it's the game slowed down and they get the ball up the floor and there's only 17 seconds on the shot clock. I went back and counted for my story last night. 6 of Cat's 10 shots that he made last night came with 14 or more seconds left on the shot clock. That's good. They got into offense quick. They got the ball up quick. There's been too much this season when this team is getting a shot up with 2 seconds left on the shot clock, 3 seconds left on the shot clock. They play with purpose. They play with force. And it started because of defense. And the more you can get stops and turn defense into easy offense, that's when the Knicks are at their best. And they need to continue to use that as a blueprint.
Hey, man, good vibes all around right now. Campaign bringing a good vibe. Yeah, man. Yeah, so we're going to get you up out of here. I know there's before you get out of here, you ain't going to just get out of here and you're not going to put us on to the good eateries.
Yeah,
so
all right.
Give me a top 3. I know you was in Detroit covering the town for a long time. I know they got some good eats out there. So give me a breakfast, lunch
and
I don't
dinner.
really care about lunch. Breakfast and dinner.
All right, breakfast. If you're in Detroit, in the city, by the arena, Honest John's. It's like this bar that's open like 7 a.m. to 3 a.m. Serve breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Fire waffles, fire pancakes. It's just got like a good vibe to it. Dinner, man, you could go so many ways. In the city specifically, because obviously Michigan, like most like New York, LA, like you drive 20 minutes. I know driving 20 minutes in New York just ends, you get 4 blocks down Manhattan. Like it ain't no, right? But in other places, 20 minutes gets you into the suburbs, different cities, right?
Yeah.
So just in the city of Detroit, I mean, if you like Mexican food, there's a Mexican town, which like just blocks of Mexican food. Like you could walk into any place blindfold and get something good there. If you like Chinese food, there's a place called Shangri-La in Midtown. If you like chicken, there's a place called Penny's, which is connected to a bar called Brakeman. Listen, you can walk into any place in Detroit and get good food. Like it's an underrated food city. Detroit and New York know how to do it right.
Yeah.
It's just obviously there's more abundance in New York.
You have favorites in New York?
Man, Chow House, in the West Village, like closer to Broadway. Crazy. There's a sandwich spot in Jersey City called Veloce. That's crazy. Where else have I gone?
Any spots on Long Island? That's where I'm from.
I haven't been. I only went out to Long Island once so far. This summer, I'm gonna try to hit a lot of the places. There's a spot in Queens I'm trying to remember. There's a pizza place in Dumbo in Brooklyn. That's right by the bridge. That's phenomenal. I can't remember the name.
Oxtail.
I know what spot you saw. Pizza spot.
The TikTok pizza spot where you turn like oxtail.
I don't know about that. I didn't see any oxtail, but I need it. Shit, send me a plate. If there's some oxtail.
It's like I'm gonna send it to you. It's like going viral on TikTok.
All right, I love oxtail. So DM me any oxtail places. I'll go wherever.
Yeah, man. Oxtails be busting. You know, the oxtail prices too. They through the roof.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. See, but I'll do it.
If joints went up with the inflation, they went up with tariffs. I don't know what happened, but hey man, we're gonna get you up out of here. Appreciate your time, man.
Appreciate you,
Appreciate
man.
y'all.
Amazing
Yeah,
work.
y'all be safe.
Hopefully we
You
keep you
too.
around next whatever. Hopefully they
Next,
don't move you. They don't move you around. I
No,
like to that the next levels is supposed to be national. I prefer my beat reporters to just like I don't know. I know national's the next level, but just stay home. Just stay, like
yeah, I got you. Yeah, we'll see what happens.
you're gonna love New York, especially in the summertime. I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah, I'm
oh yeah.
I'll
excited.
DM you.
Yeah,
I'll DM you some more island spots. Vincent Clambar, like Italian Vincent Clambar. It's
please,
right there. It's really good. But I'll DM you the
please.
info.
I
Uh,
appreciate y'all, man. Thank y'all for having me.
Appreciate
Appreciate
you,
you.
man.
Be safe, man.
Be safe.
Yeah,
where they
appreciate you.
work where they could support.
I'm on Twitter, JL Edwards III. Athletic. Go to the Knicks tab. I think there's a deal right now if you want to subscribe, probably like $2 a month
Yeah.
for a year. I'm sure there's something. Yeah, check it out. I'm on the Catch and Shoot podcast with Fred every week. Check that out on Patreon, and I think he does a free episode too. So look for that where you get your podcast. Yeah, appreciate y'all having me.
Definitely appreciate you.
Appreciate you,
But
Let's
bro.
go. Let's go,
Chance,
Knicks.
Ant,
Yes.
myself, we're gonna get up out of here. It's the next world.
Yes,
And you
sir.
catch y'all on the next John.